Good day! Today we're going to present our research proposal entitled Pre-Service Mathematics Teachers Perceptions of Assessment Tools Used for Evaluating Learning in Mathematics Courses. And to start with, here is Ms. Rina Garrido for the background of this study.
Assessment plays a vital role in mathematics education as it develops the students' logical reasoning, analytical thinking, and problem-solving skills. Assessment should not only measure but also promote it. Black and Williams Assessment for Learning emphasizes feedback, student participation, and aligning tasks with the learning goals. Pre-service mathematics teachers encounter various assessment tools such as quizzes, problem sets, written exams, performance tests, and rubrics. While these tools are widely used, there is limited understanding of how pre-service teachers perceive them in terms of effectiveness, fairness, clarity, and alignment, particularly in the Philippine context. At Visayas State University, Alang-Alang, pre-service mathematics teachers undergo rigorous training in both content and pedagogy. Understanding how they perceive and use assessment tools can help improve instructional practices, enhance learning outcomes, and better prepare for future mathematics instructions. This study focuses on the perception of pre-service mathematics teachers regarding of assessment tools used in mathematics courses. Specifically, it examines this perception in terms of effectiveness, fairness, clarity, and alignment of learning objectives and utilization of assessment result for academic and professional growth. Through this focus of our study, we formulated the main research question, which is what are the perceptions of pre-service mathematics teachers regarding the assessment tools used for evaluating learning in mathematics courses. To answer this main inquiry, we formulated the specific research question which may determine the commonly used assessment tools by pre-service mathematics educators and how do pre-service mathematics teachers perceive these assessment tools in terms of effectiveness, fairness, clarity, and alignment with learning objectives, and how do pre-service mathematics teachers utilize the assessment results, and also to answer the question if there is a significant difference in the perceptions of pre-service mathematics teachers regarding the assessment tools used for evaluating learning in mathematics courses when grouped according to year level. Our study is supported by two hypotheses. We have here null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis states that there is no significant difference in the perception of pre-service mathematics teachers regarding the assessment tools used for evaluating learning in mathematics courses when grouped according to year level, whereas the alternative hypothesis states that there is a significant difference in the perception of pre-service mathematics teachers regarding the assessment tools used for evaluating learning in mathematics courses when grouped according to year level. The purpose of our study is to determine the perceptions of pre-service mathematics teachers regarding the assessment tools used for evaluating learning in mathematics courses. Our study will be limited to pre-service mathematics teachers enrolled in Bachelor of Secondary Education major in mathematics at Visayas State University Alang-Alang campus from first year to fourth year level. Our study will focus only on assessment tools used in mathematics courses and examines perception in terms of effectiveness, fairness, clarity, and alignment with learning objectives and utilization of assessment results. Our study will exclude non-mathematics major and assessment in non-mathematics subject. The findings of this study will be beneficial to the following. We have here mathematics educators, pre-service mathematics teachers, teacher education programs, future researchers, policymakers and administrators, and curriculum developers. And here is the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework of this study presents the relationship between assessment tools, pre-service mathematics teachers, perceptions, and utilization of assessment results. In the framework, the assessment tools used in mathematics courses serve the input. These tools include quizzes, exams, problem sets, performance tests, and other forms of assessments. The process component consists of pre-service perception, which are examined in 4 dimensions. We have here effectiveness, fairness, clarity, and alignment with learning objective. These perceptions reflect how students evaluate the quality and relevance of assessment tools they experience, whereas the output component focuses on the utilization of assessment results, which refers to how students use feedback and outcomes to improve their academic performance and prepare for their future roles as mathematics teachers. Overall, this conceptual framework shows the assessment tools influence students' perceptions, and this perception in turn affect how assessment results are used for learning and professional development. To support this framework of our study, there is 2 theories that will be applied. Our study is anchored in constructivist learning theory by Piaget and Vygotsky and the assessment for learning framework by Black and Williams. Constructivist learning theory explains that learners actively construct knowledge through experience, reflection, and interaction. In mathematics education, this means students learn best when they are engaged in meaningful tasks that allows them to think, reason, and solve problems. From this perspective, assessment is not merely a tool for measuring learning but an integral part of the learning process itself. Assessment tools should therefore support active learning and deeper understanding. Assessment for learning complements constructivist theory by emphasizing the formative role of assessment. It stresses the assessment should provide clear criteria and constructive feedback and opportunities for reflection. Through feedback, learners are able to recognize gaps between their current understanding and learning goals that will allow them to improve. The connection of these 2 theories lies in their shared focus on learning as an active, reflective, and student-centered process. Constructivist theory explains how learning occurs, while assessment for learning explains how assessment supports that learning. Together, these theories justify examining pre-service mathematics teachers' perception of assessment tools, as these perceptions are shaped by how will assessment support effectiveness, fairness, clarity, and alignment with learning objectives. Here is the following definition of terms that are operationally defined throughout our study to ensure clarity and consistency. We have our assessment tools, perceptions, effectiveness, fairness, clarity, alignment, pre-service mathematics teachers, and utilization of assessment results. And here is Ms. Marmita to present the review of related literature of our study.
Now I will present the review of related literature and studies relevant to our research. First is the assessment tools used in math courses. Literature shows that assessment in mathematics is a continuous process that supports learning, not just grading. Black and Williams in 1998 emphasized assessment for learning, but many programs still rely heavily on traditional tests. Our study addresses this by examining pre-service teachers are being exposed to diverse tools recommended by current pedagogical standards. Next, we have perceived effectiveness and fairness. Previous studies indicate that assessment effectiveness depends on how well it measures understanding, while fairness relates to consistency and transparency in grading. Literature also reports mixed perceptions of fairness, especially in group tasks. Our study connects to this by measuring invariance and students' perception across all year level to see if their understanding in fairness matures as they progress through the program. Next, we have the clarity of instruction and pedagogical alignment. Research emphasizes that clear instructions and alignment between assessments and learning objectives are essential for student success. However, gaps in clarity and alignment remain evident in many educational settings. Our research investigates the context of locale at Visayas State University, Alang-Alang, to determine if students can clearly determine the difference between classroom activities and the evaluation they undergo. Next, we have utilization of assessment results. Assessment results are most meaningful when used for reflection and improvement. Black and William in 1998 note that feedback supports learning only when students act on it. Our research seeks to bridge this gap by identifying if VSUA per-service teachers are proactively using feedback to prepare for their future teaching roles, thereby transforming assessment from a score into a professional development tool. These related studies provide the foundation for the present research and highlight existing gaps. Now to discuss the research methodology and to present for the research methodology, here is Mr. Gatila.
In our study, we will utilize quantitative descriptive research design to gather numerical data and describe the trends or relationship. It is appropriate research design in our study to systematically describe and quantify the perception of pre-service mathematics teachers regarding the assessment tools used in evaluating learning in mathematics courses. Another study will be conducted at the Visayas State University, Alang-Alang Campus, Alang-Alang, Leyte. The Visayas State University provides a conducive environment for teachers' education with a well-established College of Educations that offer pre-service training to future educators. The respondents of our study will be the pre-service mathematics teachers enrolled in the Bachelor's of Secondary Education major in Mathematics program at Visayas State University, Alang-Alang Campus, covering all year level from first year to fourth year during the academic year 2025-2026. And the population size of our respondents is 186 students from first year to fourth year students enrolled in Bachelor of Secondary Education major in Mathematics during the academic year 2025 to 2026. And we will use the stratified random sampling in each year level from first year to fourth year as strata to select our respondents and with the given stratum of 80 students as our research respondents. And here is Ms. Morante to present the research instrument.
This study will utilize an adapted questionnaire and it has four main parts. So the first part is about the demographic profile of the respondents, which include the year level, the gender, and if they have undergone field experience or practice teaching. So part 2, this section identifies the common assessment tools encountered by the pre-service mathematics teachers, like portfolios, quizzes, performance tasks, and etc. So a checklist type format will be used to determine the common assessment tools used in math courses. So this answers the first research question. And in part 3, the respondents will rate their perceptions using a 5-point Likert scale where 1 is strongly disagree and 5 is strongly agree. This part will be divided into 4 subcategories for alignment, effectiveness, clarity, and fairness. This will answer the second research question and its sub-questions. And lastly, for part 4, this will examine how pre-service teachers interpret and use these assessment results to improve learning and prepare for teaching. So this answers the third research question. Next is the validation of instrument. So the instrument will be validated by 3 experts, and after that, we will conduct a pilot test on 30 BSED mathematics students at Visayas State University, Alang-Alang. Next is for data gathering procedure. We will follow these steps. First is approval. Next is sampling and consent. Third is survey. And last is recording. Next is for data analysis and treatment for research question number 1. This will seek to identify the common assessment tools used. So since the data are categorical, the statistical treatment that will be used are frequency and percentage. For research question number 2, the statistical treatment that will be used are mean, weighted mean, and standard deviation. So the mean and weighted mean are used to determine the central tendency of perceptions across 4 dimensions, and the standard deviation will be calculated to assess the variability of responses, indicating whether the perceptions are consistent or dispersed. Next is for research question number 3. The statistical treatment that will be used are mean and standard deviation. So the mean captures the average level of engagement with the assessment feedbacks, and the standard deviation highlights the differences in how these students interpret and apply in their learning journey. And lastly, for the research question number 4, this inferential technique tests whether the mean perception scores differ across the 4 years level. And for ethical considerations, first is consent and permission, second, confidentiality and anonymity, third, recording, storage, and disposal of data, and last is reporting of results. And now for the pilot test results and instrument validation, here is Ms. Sumadja.
Okay, so now I will present the pilot test results and instrument evaluation. So this table is the summary of expert validation results for relevance and clarity of the research instrument. So our research instrument was evaluated by 3 experts, 2 validators who are mathematics majors and subject matter experts, and 1 validator specializing in English, grammar, and proofreading. So the validation are assessed each of the items in terms of relevance and clarity using a 4-point Likert scale. So in terms of relevance and clarity of the instruments. So this is the results of the validation. So based on the computed mean scores and expert evaluation, the research instrument is highly relevant and very clear. So the minor revision implemented improve the clarity of one item without altering its conceptual alignment. So with these results, the instrument is deemed valid and appropriate for administration to pre-service mathematics teachers. So we used the Bon and Bonsani 17 mean range interpretation of the items, given the mean results. Oh, so now this is the pilot test results for the reliability results per category. So prior to the actual data collection, the research instrument was pilot tested to determine its reliability. So the pilot test was administered to a group of pre-service mathematics teachers who were not included in the final sample of the study. So the internal consistency of the questionnaire was analyzed using Kronbach's ALPA. So the results revealed that the overall instrument obtained a Kronbach ALPA coefficient of ALPA is equal to 0.94, indicate an excellent reliability. So in terms of the subscales, the effectiveness in measuring mathematical understanding yielded an alpha value of 0.91. Fairness in grading and evaluation is equal to 0.86, and clarity of instructions and criteria is equal to 0.89, and alignment with learning objectives is 0.90, and utilization of assessment results is 0.88. So all alpha coefficients exceeded the minimum acceptable threshold of 0.94, indicating that the items within each subscale were internally consistent. So these results suggest that the research instrument is reliable and appropriate for use in measuring pre-service mathematics teachers. So that's all for our presentation, and thank you.